If Donald Trump was not in those Epstein files, would the FBI been instructed to go in and redact his name, scrub his name from wherever it appeared? Over 1,000 agents were tasked with that. If Donald Trump were not in the Epstein files, would Speaker Johnson still be holding back on the swearing in of the uh, the newly and duly elected Congresswoman from Arizona? Would he be holding that back? Because the reason he's not swearing her in is because her her being seated would mean that she would be the deciding vote to be able to circumvent or to go around Speaker Johnson to get the entirety of those Epstein files. If Donald Trump were not in those Epstein files, do you believe for 1 second that the DOJ and FBI and all of them will be doing everything in their power to make it seem as if it's everybody besides him that are in those files? Because if he were completely innocent, if he had no dealings with those files in any capacity or any dealings with anyone in those files, they would have released him long ago so that he could be exonerated and cleared. If Donald Trump were not in those Epstein files, do you think that the second in command at the Department of Justice and a former Trump personal lawyer, Todd Blanche, would have gone to the maximum security prison where Ghislaine Maxwell was being held and questioned her, and afterwards, to where she claims that she never saw him do anything inappropriate, never saw Trump do anything inappropriate. And then the next thing you know, she's being transferred from a maximum security prison to something more akin to a college dormitory. Could that have possibly been a hush thing? Like, okay, we'll move you out of this maximum security to something more almost normal, scratch our back, we'll scratch yours kind of thing. Could that have been the case? But seriously, people, those who still don't want to believe he had anything to do with it, if he were innocent, don't you think by now, when it's in the news each and every day, that he would do everything in his power to get his name cleared legally, the right way, once and for all?